It was a calm evening and the house was quiet, but somehow the silence between you and your kids felt louder than ever. Have you ever felt this way? Like no matter how much effort you put in, you just can't seem to reach the people you love the most. Those kids who were once the source of your greatest joy now seem distant, indifferent, maybe even disrespectful. Does this sound familiar? Probably. At some point, almost every parent faces the heartache of realizing that the respect they once shared with their kids seems to be slipping away. It might start with something small, a harsh tone or a thoughtless comment, but before you know it, you're caught in a sea of frustration and hurt, left wondering, how do I rebuild the respect we've lost? The respect. What if I told you the answer lies in something simple, something you may not have considered before? It starts not with them, but with you. Think of a parent who, after years of dedication, teaching values, celebrating wins, and even owning up to mistakes, realizes they're no longer being heard. Their kids don't treat them with the same respect they used to. Where does this leave that parent? Disappointed, feeling like all their efforts were for nothing. You can shout or demand, but deep down, you know that won't work. So here's the real question. How can parents regain respect without forcing it? Is there a way to reconnect without yelling, demanding, or punishing? The answer is yes, and the solution starts with you. The change starts within you. Before we go any further, how about sharing your thoughts? Leave a comment below about how you'd handle this situation. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this message with other parents who might need it. Together, we can transform relationships. Are you ready to be the role model your kids need? Because that's where it begins. Rebuilding respect isn't about control or arguments. It's about reflecting the respect you want to receive. Most parents focus on what they say, but actions speak louder. Respect isn't just about telling your kids what's important. It's about showing them through your patience, your understanding, and how you carry yourself. Handling anger and frustration. But what about those moments of anger, frustration, and hurt? How do you manage those emotions when you feel ignored? Anger is natural, but it can blind us to solutions. If you want to restore respect, learning to handle those feelings maturely is essential. Now, imagine having the power to shift your relationship with your kids simply by changing your approach. Why not start with forgiveness? Not the kind that expects something in return, but genuine forgiveness that brings peace to you. Often forgiveness is the first step toward healing. Start with forgiveness. True change begins with you. Have you ever stopped to think about how your kids see you? Do they see integrity, principles, and self-respect? When you prioritize your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, you become the role model your kids need to learn from. This helps rebuild trust and respect between you. Did you know small changes in how you communicate can break the cycle of disrespect? And the best part? You can start right now. So how do you do it? Let me explain. Stay with me, because in the next steps, you'll learn how small shifts in your strategy can lead to big results. Let's work together to restore harmony and respect in your home. The power of forgiveness in family relationships. Many parents believe the only way to regain respect is through yelling, demands, or even distance. But the real answer is something far simpler, yet deeply effective: forgiveness. Studies show forgiveness can have a transformative impact. According to research published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology, forgiveness reduces emotional stress and improves family relationships. By letting go of resentment and anger, you create space for mutual understanding, something essential in any relationship, especially between parents and kids. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about freeing yourself from the pain you carry. And the most powerful part? Forgiving sets the stage for respect to grow. Have you ever looked at your child without resentment, trying to understand their perspective? It's not easy, but it's crucial for rebuilding trust and respect. Transforming communication. Now that we've covered forgiveness, let's talk about another key factor: communication. How you talk to your kids can either build a bridge or create a wall. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Phrases like, "You never do anything right," or "Why can't you understand?" only push your kids further away. Instead, use positive, inclusive language. For example, instead of criticizing, say, "I feel upset when you don't follow through on what we agreed. How can we work on this together?" This makes your child part of the solution rather than the problem. This isn't a quick fix, it's a process. But over time, you'll see an improvement in communication and, most importantly, the respect between you and your kids. Final thoughts. Forgiveness creates a ripple effect. By forgiving, You foster an environment of acceptance and peace. And as your kids see this change, they'll respond with the same respect and kindness you've shown them. It's also worth noting that forgiveness benefits you too. Studies show that people who practice forgiveness experience less anxiety, depression, and anger. So, by forgiving your kids, you're improving not only your relationship, but also your own emotional and physical well-being. So what's your next step? Start with yourself. Forgiveness isn't about others' actions. It's about your choice to let go of negativity and embrace peace. By forgiving, you'll not only regain respect, but also nurture the love and trust that hold your family together. Let's move forward together, one step at a time, to create the loving, respectful relationship you deserve. Now it's your turn. What steps will you take to start this transformation today? Let me know in the comments below.